Phil from Montgomery, Alabama, Bradley's hometown. He said, do you agree with me that someday preseason rankings don't even exist in college football? The first poll shouldn't exist until week 6 at the earliest. Thank you for asking this question, Phil. No, I don't agree with you at all. No, I'm not with you whatsoever. I love preseason rankings. I love preseason power ratings. I love odds. I love it all. In fact, as the future commissioner of this sport, I stated this morning that when elected, my platform does not include a ban on preseason rankings. My platform actually encourages preseason rankings. However, when I'm the commissioner, my office will hand out massive cash prizes to the most accurate pollsters every December while publicly shaming the least accurate pollsters. I believe two things work. Scratch that. Meemaw used to always tell me, two things work, Joshua, when all else fails. Money is the incentivizer and bullying is the deterrent. So money works and bullying works. And Meemaw used to tell me all the time, you want someone's absolute best, just reach $100 right above their head, just tall enough where they got to jump for it. They'll jump. And if you really, really want to correct behavior, sometimes you got to take actions. You got to take matters into your own hands. And so, I love that kind of environment. But to be real with you, I want to ask you, Matthew, because I know you're not alone. I know many people out there feel this way. Many of you hate preseason rankings. Why are preseason rankings bad? For all of you who just want them scrapped, knowing it's impossible, but let's pretend it was possible to completely do away with and outlaw preseason rankings and preseason polls. Why are they bad? The first thing I always get told is, oh, they create biases. They create it crystallizes mistruths in the preseason. How is that? How is that? What barrier have preseason rankings created? Last I checked, SMU got in the playoff last year. Indiana, if there's ever been a preseason barrier built in front of a team by way of polling and rankings, it would have been Indiana football last year. How'd they do? They got in the playoff. Like by week 5 and week 6, where is this even factoring in anymore? This is just stuff that gets said. And then the other part of it is, oh, Josh, you're intentionally misrepresenting it. You know good and well when I say biases, I mean the polls prop up the SEC. Therefore, it makes all the strength of schedules look better than it actually is. And I always ask the same thing. Don't speak in the abstract. Don't speak generically, speak specifically. Look at the specific top 25 this year. Power ratings or rankings, I don't care. Who's where they shouldn't be? Like who unfairly, I'm looking at the AP right now, who is unfairly placed? Because as much as you want to talk about that, I could go with other schools. I could go to any other conference. Like it's an SEC thing because the SEC is either you're a fan of one of their teams or they are evil. We'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor. Look down. Make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. But it's mainly just noise. The preseason biases. The next thing people say is, it impacts the way the committee votes. Hey, if that's true, you don't have a poll problem, you got a committee problem. Because if anyone on the playoff committee in December is making a decision and they're tapping the temple on the right side of their head saying, let's see, where was that team ranked in the preseason? You got the wrong person on the committee. In fact, if anybody on the committee is taking into account anything in the past, even after they've seen something that proves otherwise, then those people don't need to be on the committee. So complain about the committee. To me, you don't complain about preseason rankings. I just always ask when someone wants to do away with something, is it a net positive? And I think preseason rankings are a net positive because they create conversation. And there's not a whole lot of consequence around it. The key is be open-minded. If you're going to rank teams, or in my case, if you're going to power rate teams, do it. But be open-minded. That's why week 1's so important. You got to be ready to pivot on a dime, but also not fall victim to knee-jerk reactions. It's a very, very fine balance that you have to strike there. Also, in what world do you expect people to stop comparing teams and having an opinion? Everybody does it. The people who say they don't want preseason polls do it. So that's not going anywhere. So by my estimation, we've got something fun that makes August go by faster. There's really no consequence to it. It's written in pencil. It's not written in pen. Anybody worth their salt on the playoff committee has long since forgotten about the preseason rankings, long before they release their poll in week 9 or week 10. If anyone is allowing it to cloud their judgment, you need to get them out of the room entirely. I believe that it would be great if I could be the commissioner of this sport and give the top 10 pollsters $1 million each, which further removes the allegation of nefarious activity, propping up of one conference or the other. You got cash on the line, you get rid of all that. And I am a big fan of publicly shaming pollsters who whiff fantastically, unless it's me. So, yeah, I'm all for preseason polls.